Okay, as I can't work in my attic because I'm waiting for a small tool to arrive, which should come today, maybe tomorrow. I'm working outside and luckily it's a really sunny day, so I thought I'd give you a quick update on gardening things of various types. It's quite a nice week. It's not raining. The weather app said it's going to rain, but it's not raining. It's been very sunny and beautiful. And as I said, I'm outside, not by choice, but it's not bad time to be outside. So, what's happening in the garden this springtime? Well, firstly, look, I made this circle in my front yard from the rubble from digging my water pipe across the yard to the workshop, and they left a huge pile of rubble, so I levelled it, built this circle of stones, filled it with soil from a soil pile around the other side, and then end of last year I planted it with a bag of wildflower meadow seed. And you probably can't see this, but it's all starting to grow, so this is going to be wonderful soon. That's number one. Not doing anything on that for a while. There's me plough in the middle. So let's continue to consider the yard. It's still a bit messy, but it was a farmyard when I came here. So I've cleared it a bit, cleared the rubbish and the ordure away, as you probably remember. So first I made a circle here at this end of the space, which I started with my daughter last year sometime. But I've let it go to rack and ruin because I've really moved it to this circle here. It wasn't intentional, I was going to have two, but I've decided not to have a circle here, but to clear this, level it, move this bench, swivel it back around to here so it faces out over the field because that's the nicest view. Clear all this area here, level it, clear all the junk out of it. This is sort of like the patio of the workshop. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, but I'm just going to clear up to the edging of it. This is the pile of the dead hedge I made, piling branches up. I'm going to just to create a sort of a barrier, and I actually know that here, under here, on the corner of my little chicken house, this is a rubbish pile because I've been digging loads of junk out of it when I've touched it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring the digger in, not now, but maybe today, maybe later this week. I'm going to bring the digger in to clear all this stuff. I'm going to dig the rubbish pile out, find out what horrible things are in it, clear it all up, this whole area up, move this pile, this dead hedge away, and build a hugelkultur pile here. I put all the wood underneath and put earth on top. So have a sort of a mound across here, from here to here, to close off, because there are houses there. I've got some big bushes and plants coming on Friday, which I'm going to cluster a few in here, and then I'll put some fruit trees in as well. Try and build a sort of a barrier between the sauna and the workshop. Anyway, lots of work there, and get there in the end. So the next thing is the garden behind the hangar. Now the hangar fills up with clutter. Things get dumped here. I'm in the process of building a platform at the back there. I've talked about that before. There's the old motorbike, there's the old car wing. This is the floor from my attic, which is now piled up here. Actually, I brought the circular saw out, which I bought early last year, never finished assembling. I've now assembled it and using it. I'm going to strip. These are very wormy, these boards, but mostly the worms in the edges. So I'm just letting them dry here for a bit. They got a bit wet. And then I'm going to strip the edges of them all off, as I did with this one. And look, quite a nice board. I mean, it's a bit wormy, but some are better than others. These have had one side cut off. So I'll strip the edges and cut the ends off and have lots of free wood. Here's my huge wood pile, which I despair of. Anyway, garden. So the aim is to dig through from the inside the hanger here, dig this all away, which I started doing here. You can see, create a passageway from the house through to the garden, so I don't have to go around the other side, and I can plant bushes in there. And so I can get the digger through and bring things through. So here's my polytunnel. A lot of work to do in this polytunnel, but I'll get there soon. So it's very warm and lovely in here, but it does need work properly to dig it out. Here's some huge bits of old oak to make a raised bed at the end. Got a couple more of these tables in the barn, which I need to assemble. There's some bamboo, which is to form a barrier on the other side, which we'll get to in a moment. And here's a lot of stuff that's just sitting in pots, hopefully growing, some cuttings, some willow and things that are going to be planted out. A lot of planting this year, a lot of work, a lot of trying to build barriers around the edges of this place. I really like the snowdrops, which are all out at the moment. So around here, well, here on the corner, there's going to be a standpipe, which I've got to pipe in from down the other end. This little trough, which was here, is going to be underneath it. I'm going to put a shed in the corner here. Here are my compost bays, not filling up very fast at this time of year. Piles of soil. So this whole field was very overgrown and clumpy and furrowed, and this is all clearance from levelling this first part. So I've been wondering what to do with all this wood and soil. So here I'm going to build a proper hugelkultur bed, which is, so basically you dig out the soil, you put all the old logs and then sticks, of which you can see I've got a hell of a lot here, and I've got a load of logs which you can sort of see here and over here. So I'm going to build a round hugelkultur mound, logs, sticks, straw, and then soil over the top. And there's a great pile of soil here, and there'll be a lot more once I've levelled the rest of this space. I'm going to clear the whole thing, and this is where I'm going to grow nice things to eat. I'm not a great one for growing tons of stuff. I know it's just a pain in the neck, but on the other hand, I really do like certain things like salads, tomatoes, squashes, artichokes, things like that. So I'll be growing a load of stuff here. If I ever got hens or chickens, as you call them, they would probably live out here somewhere, but I'm not going to do that. There's a pile of my old logs. There's my soil pile. All this will be cleared soon. Here's a load of brambles that got dug out. Right. This pathway down here will be planted with bushes, precisely 2 meters away from the fence line, which so I can remain legal and let them grow as big as they want, to again provide some barriers. There's my car, which is working again. Mechanic came, got it started. We're not 100% sure what the problem is. We're getting a new fuel pump into it, but I did drive it down to the shop yesterday with my heart in my mouth the whole time. So hurrah for that. Okay, on to the small field. Okay, into the small field. Now this is the mown field, and it's still a bit messy, but last year I let it get overgrown. I didn't know how to cut it. This year I'm absolutely determined to keep it short. So I have a sit-on mower, and I will be mowing it shortly. It hasn't really started growing yet. So this field is the chill out field for the summer, and this is a lovely field in the summer. So I've made these areas where all the cut stuff goes. This corner needs to be cut properly. As you can see, there's a huge tractor tyre hidden in there, which is going to come out. Here's my stone circle and the caravan. So what needs to be done here? Well, one, I've cleared this area which was horribly overgrown. It was full of old farm machinery as well, but it was massively overgrown. You can see I've cleared it pretty well, stopped during the winter. Piles of rocks as always. Here is a pile of rocks. I suspect this is all rubble from a building that was demolished. And here's another remains of a small building. So the main thing at the moment is keep this field clear this summer so we can have a fire pit in it and sit out here. And this pile here, which is sort of rocks and soil, plant it. I'm going to clear this all out, clear all the weeds out of it, add some more rocks to it and plant it. Should be lovely. If you've got any suggestions of what to plant in it, I'm more than happy to hear. Look at that. Look at that pile of rocks. I just think it's going to be beautiful. I'm going to tidy this area up, dig it back a bit, construct some sculptures with these pipes, and I'm going to make a pathway up from here to here so that from the house to this field, which will also be the camping field. I think it's going to be lovely. Loads of work here, lots more clearance, but again, we'll get there slowly but surely. Right, the last bit of garden update is really here. The back of the house and the field at the back. So the back of the house, I need to get the digger in here and level this whole area, but look, the snowdrops are out, and what can you do? It would break my heart to do it until they've gone. Then I'm going to level it. Look at this, it's so lovely. There's the back door of the barn, and here's the back of the house. So very soon I'm going to take this right hand window out and the pillar in the middle and put a door in so I can go in and out the back of the house here. Level all of this and then level it out so it's a bit further out here. And then I'm really engaged on planting. So where these flags are, they're just really marking out a lot of bushes and trees are going to go in here. I'm going to plant some big bushes and some actual big trees in this field, but I'm just trying to build a barrier between myself and the house next door, and their collection of industrial machinery, which is a bit close. So I've put a lot of willow in to start with, just because it grows easily, and all this stuff stuck in here is just basic willows. And then I will make some pathways around here and start on this, converting this field, which, you know, is a big job. But I'll have the digger out here again. As the spring kicks in and it's drier and warmer, it'll be lovely. And the final thought really about the work for this summer is water pipes. Last year I planted a lot of hedging plants along the back of this field, and they more or less all died in the drought. A few have survived, but not many. So that was a lesson. So I'm going to put a water pipe in at the back here. It's going to come from the back of the house here, where the well water is. It's got to come through the back of the barn to the here, and then it's going to come in a channel out through here, up here to the oak tree, where there'll be a standpipe, so I can water everything through the hot part of the summer, because I learnt my lesson. So yeah, standpipe will be here somewhere by this tree, so I can run hoses into this field and into this field. There'll also be a tap on the back of the barn there, so lots of watering from the well water, which is free water to me. There you go. The garden's going to be lovely. But visitors can come and help. Learn to drive a digger. That's the fun thing here. Okay, thank you for listening. Bye bye.